I'm a florist of 30 years, and what I created was, working with flowers for many years, I created a metaphor where I show how to build a strong community using flowers. So I'm going to go through and introduce the 5 products that I'm going to use, and we're going to, in a metaphor way, I'll put names on it. This we commonly call a bucket. So building a community, we're going to call this a neighborhood. So the bucket, as you see, has its boundary, has its depth, and its containment. So we're building a neighborhood. So this we call oasis in the industry, we call it oasis, better known as foam. So the foam we'll call the foam foundation. Okay? And on the foundation, we may call the laws, the governance, the rules, the respect, the neighborhood, the spirit that holds the neighborhood together, the crime watch, the concern, the issues, the community meeting, the gathering, the PTA meeting, all that holds together the community. Okay, so I'm going to fill this, and you see the foundation is deep. Sometimes it goes pretty deep. So I'm going to fill this up, so this becomes the foundation. So now we have the neighborhood, and we have the foundation. Now, for the foundation, this is the simple water. We call this water life. A lot of people about water. Also, we're going to call this energy. So as we begin to build a community, we have the foundation. And in that, we want to begin putting some life and setting the foundation so we can have life and energy, spirit, okay? And networking, relationships, okay? So I'm going to put the rest in here. And what this is doing, as you see, is saturating this foam with water. So this becomes, again, the foundation, the spirit. Okay? And put some more, so it becomes a lot of life, a lot of energy, and a lot of spirit into the neighborhood. That's what it needs. Okay? Alright, so now we have a lot of life, energy, and spirit into the neighborhood. Now, we put in the neighborhood, and of course you can see these are flowers. Now these flowers are going to represent the people, they're going to represent the residents, the businesses, the schools, the organizations, the churches, civic organizations, the government, the sectors, the community activities, all that makes the community. So I'm going to start with just simply randomly putting some flowers. As you'll notice, the flowers, there are different sizes, different shapes and colors in here, so we can call this like a strong tower, and right here. So in the floral design, what we do is as we design this, we determine how outreach and how far the depth or the reach of the community we want to do. Sometimes the community reaches to other communities, extend, maybe to influence others, and shed some light, some beauty, some design into the other communities. Sometimes it extends, and we have our boundaries. So I'm going to go like this. Put it here. This is floral design. Put it here. And these are, in terms of flowers, these are called chrysanthemums, or some call it fujimums. If you flip it upside down, look like the top snow castle about Fuji. So we're going to bring this here. We're doing this here, demonstrating, we're building a community. So here we have, this is the bucket, we call it a bucket. We call this the neighborhood. Okay. It sets the boundaries, we have the parameters and so forth. And it determines the depth. In here we have foam, what we call oasis. This becomes the structure, the foundation of the neighborhood. What I did, I poured and saturated this with water. The water we call spirit, life, energy. Okay? Yeah. And so as we begin,
okay.
And these are ferns, of course. And we call this resources. We call it money, green. We call it investment. We call it skills. We call it talent. So as we begin the neighborhood, we put people in the neighborhood. What has to follow? We're going to invest some money, some resources, some energy, and time. Right? So investment. So we put that, and then right now it appears that it has a lot of resources, but a few people. The flowers once again represents churches, organizations, Strand Theater, concert halls, and banks, and different people. So we have a lot of resources, but a few people. And that's not there, because a few people consume a lot of resources. So we want to put some more different flowers. If you notice, the flowers are different colors, as in the people that make up the flowers. Some are white, some are red, some are yellow, some are brown. And the flowers are different sizes, and they come from different places. Some come from South America, some come from California, some come from Florida, some even from New England. Here's some red roses, and some small flowers of different round, different sizes and shapes, as is people. Make them neighborhood, different kinds.
Which ones are from New England, sir?
It could vary. Some irises are from like the northern part of the state, but particularly grown in greenhouses. Some carnations. So I'm doing this demonstration to show how we build a community. And as you just came in, you'll notice that I'm using a bucket. The bucket will represent the neighborhood, and the bucket has a different boundary. It talks about the depth of it. And so then we put the stone we call the foundation, or the governance, the laws that can hold the community together, the crime watches, the rules, different things. So as I go through here, I'm going to put in the different colors.
Beautiful, thank you.
Thank you so much. And different flowers. They have different shapes and sizes. As I was saying as you walk in, that they come from different places all over the world, as do people. They have different fragrances, different lengths, different sizes, different shapes. They even have different lifespans. Now some flowers like this iris flower may last maybe 2 or 3 days. Whereas if another flower that I'll use, with this sunflower, that might last 3 weeks, as do people. Sometimes people come into a neighborhood, maybe there for short term, and other people there for a very, very long time. And sometimes they may leave the community, maybe they pass away, maybe they go off to college, maybe they do promotions and so forth. So as you notice, I'm mixing the colors as people each come together, understanding the differences that we share. This flower is called a liatris. It's nice and tall, and it's long. This is one of the very few flowers of the more than 2,000 flowers that we use in the industry that very few is unique, where the flower typically grows from the top down. Most flowers grow from the bottom up. This one will last maybe like 4 or 5 weeks. It's called liatris. Some call it some pronounce it liatris. You see it putting out here, and it's coming out different places. So, and if you notice, some of the flowers are extending outward. As the community may branch into other areas, may extend itself. Again, where people may have far-reaching goals and opportunities that they expand on. And as we build this, these ferns represent resources, money, investment, talent, skills. So as we put more people in the community, you need more money, you need more resources, you need some reinvestment coming back to build what you're trying to build. I'm trying to build a community. So as we turn this here, and it's filling up with more greens, more resources. And the foam that I put in here, I filled it and saturated with water. Now, as you know, like in a community, and water represents the life. Water represents the energy. Like anything else, particularly in the community, if you don't continue to put new life, new energy, guess what? The community dies. Same thing with the flowers. So if over time, if I don't replenish the water and put more water into this foam to make sure it's staying nice, and toward the end of completing this, you'll notice that it's a nice collage of flowers. I'm using this big one. As you see, some of the shades of yellow. Some people yellow people, brown people. Okay? And so we put that as the top. This is going to put right here, and you'll notice that it springs out this way. And so here are different shades. And this represents people, organizations, different ideas, different presentations. The flowers have different fragrances, different origins, different lifespan. Some will last for, as I said, 2 days. Some will last for 3 weeks. As in our community, some people will be around for a long time. Some will be around for a short time. If you notice, some of the flowers have like sort of bent heads. So sometimes necessarily not good for the community. So if things are not working well for the community, sometimes you have to remove them from the community. If it's not working well to beautify the neighborhood. So sometimes you have to totally remove them. Like this flower here is kind of like, oh, just it's simple. But we're not going to throw this person out. We can call this a person or organization that's really not doing much. But we're going to put here hope that over time they will expand and grow. But we're going to put it next to it. We won't discount him at all. This organization next to here. So we're going to put that in here and add some beauty. I'm going to put some more roses in here to add into the red, particularly the red, to represent the red people, brown people, yellow people, white people, and sometimes people based upon their life experience. Sometimes they feel kind of blue. So we have to add in some blue to represent that as well. And these are carnations. These flowers will last a good long time. They do hold water for a good long time. And so I'm just adding this. If you notice that it's starting to fill up. Some flowers are long, some are round, some are different colors and sizes and styles. This flower is called an iris. This typically will last maybe 3 or 4 days, and certainly not as long as the other flowers we talked about. And this is of course, this is a rose. It's called a variegated rose. You see some speckles, very different. So again, these flowers represent people. They represent organizations, churches, communities. So sometimes people have different tones, different attitudes, and sometimes they have mixed emotions. Let's say we call this person with mixed emotions. It's kind of mixed. Kind of like mixed, what do you call it, mixed breeds? You have interracial groups of people, so they're mixed culture. So we call this a mixed culture flower. And here we call it, I'm just going to make a slide this over here. This is called a stock flower. Now, stock is, of course, is very important for a community because you need money, right? So we need stock, investment, we need people to invest in the community. So I'm putting here some light shades, dark shades, and it's nice and filled here. So bring this around, and it's kind of really let it fill out. As you see, it's being built in a short period of time. Some communities take a long time to build because sometimes they have they don't have much to work with. But as you see, I have a lot of flowers to work with. So we're going to build a nice big community, okay? And if you notice, as I handle these flowers, I have to be very gentle with the flowers, as is when you're dealing with people in the community. You have to be nice and kind to them. Certain way you have to cut the flowers. If I cut it straight like this, if it should go down to the foundation, it can't breathe. So sometimes we, in the community, we feel we don't have the resources, we don't have the energy, the water. We can't get that water. We talk about life and energy. Then we feel sometimes choked. We feel like our back against the wall. But we need to cut it at an angle so that we know we have a nice sharp edge to ourselves. So I'm going to build this. I'm constantly turning this around to show the beauty there. And also, again, I have to handle these flowers very gently because if I don't, guess what? I'm handling this real in a harsh way. Guess what? They break. Just sometimes we are handled in a real rough way. We're discouraged in the community, so sometimes our spirits will break. And so the flowers. So we feel like something just threw us away, right? That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna throw that one away just to demonstrate that that's how sometimes people in the community we feel. So we bring this back, put it here. We bring that back here.
Can you salvage any of those broken flowers?
Sometimes I do. Sometimes I can salvage and make something.
I was trying to salvage that one.
Yeah. You bring this here. If you notice, it's still filling up. And bring some beautiful colors to the eye. I'm going to put some more white in it. Just kind of put some contrast in there. And some contrast in the community. We have here. And bring it here. And sometimes that is leaning over. Guess what? As we go here, and more people are using the resources, using the life, taking the energy from the foundation that we put in, we call it the foam or the sponge. But guess what? As we need that, the more and more people, organizations, they're like usurping a lot of the energy and the resources. And again, we call this resources. We call this money, we call this investment, we call this talent. So sometimes we may need a little more investment. So we call the bank and say, can you put some more money in the community? We ask the government, can you invest some more in the people? So then they come back and they put a little more money in the community, so the community becomes richer. Thank you. The community becomes richer. So we add some more talent. And some of the people who grow, they come back, and so let's say this person here, they grew up in the community, and they leave. So right now there's a big hole in the community. But guess what? They didn't go for too long. They came back, they got the education, came back, and they brought some resources back with them, brought some money back with them. So they come back and come right back into the community, and so that it grows stronger. So we brought some more resources and energy back to that. So I'm going to put another big flower again. This is called a sunflower. So suddenly in the community, as this community is growing, becomes more and more attractive, bigger players come in, bigger investors come in, more people. So you have or even some of the smaller flowers grow to be bigger. So they have a bigger influence, bigger impact on the entire region. So I'm going to put this here. So this is represent, let's say, an organization, a big company that comes and says, yeah, we want to invest in the community. We want to invest in the people. So they come in and make their presence known. So they place it here. So then they come back, and then they reach out. So more and more people come, and we have this one. More and more people come into the community, and they come here, and then they place themselves in the community. And we're going to put a few more flowers, just about done. Just some more flowers to bring some colors. We have some nice pink, open roses that's going to go in here and demonstrate and add some more shades, some more beauty to the arrangement. You have to be very careful, otherwise you get stuck with thorns. And that's how some people are. Sometimes you feel people in the community, thorns in your side, but we say thorns in the finger. Thorns in the hand. So I'm going to put this here, put another one there, and put a few more on the side, and guess what? We're going to be done. We're going to be wrap it up, and we say, this is a nice, full community. Guess what? Just put one last flower, as I promised I would. This is that last rose. I'm going to put right nearest in the spot that I see that's vacant. Right about here. Guess what? You have a nice floral arrangement that's colorful, and we call this a community.
That's deep stuff, Doctor.
But guess what? Like the city of Boston, for a long time, for 20 years, we had a real strong person in the community. And we called him Mayor Thomas Menino. So suddenly, last week, it seemed that we are big Menino. We took it out. So right now there's a big gap, a big hole in the community. So we need now our leaders to kind of step up. We need people to step up and kind of fill the gap. You can't quite fill the shoes that Mayor Menino did for so long. He did such a great job. So we bring in new players. We put that here. We bring in Tito Jackson. We bring all the different other players in there and bring that together. We put this here. And I will put some light here to bring some more, shed some more bright light to this. And put a couple more in here. And here, so that kind of fill the void as best we could. And so, guess what? Now, you have that community once again that's built. And ladies and gentlemen, there you have a nice floral arrangement that's good.
Great.